So here are the learning competencies for this first segment, no? Introduction to accounting. I would like to ask you first and foremost, how many of you have already bought the book? Kindly raise your hand. I want to know. May nakabili na po ba? Paano ko ba makikita yung mga nag-raise ng hand? Ayun, sa taas. So far, 2, 4, 6. Huh? Oh, sorry. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. There are 10 students. 2, 4, 6, 8. Something like that. 10 students. So less than 1/3 of the class. So please buy the book. Huh? Ayun. Huh? So, kamali ata ako ng pinindot. Okay. So please buy the book. Huh? Karamihan ng mga activities natin and even the lectures are based from the book. So for those who don't know, the book is Simplified Accounting for Sole Proprietorship, 2018 edition by Nelson Abeleda. Okay. Ano ko ba yung babalik yun? Okay. Okay na pala. So our quotation and motivation for today is by Robert Kiyosaki. So according to him, the word accounting comes from the word accountability. If you are going to be rich, you need to be accountable for your. So you have to know where your money comes and goes, in order to be successful. Pinalitan ko yung quotation from last year, but this one is also good. Now, the question to everyone, you don't need to answer. You can think for yourself if you think it's, what do you think of this question? Again, is accounting for you? Para sa iba ang accounting. You want to be an accountant. I think most of you here will prefer or will like to become CPAs in the near future. So it's up to you. No? This is the question for you to ponder upon. Is accounting for you? And if you're not going to be an accountant, if you do not want to become an accountant, whatever goals you want to pursue, you must do so with amare et servire, or to love and serve. So for those who listen a while ago, kila Father, yan, tinopya ko lang siya. And this guy is one of the proofs. Huh? Of course, you know this guy. Paki-raise na lang yung hand kung sino hindi nakakakilala sa kanya. Of course, I don't think na wala naman. Okay, so this guy is Mark Zuckerberg. So how did Facebook became what Facebook is? Kasi before you were born, wala pa naman si Facebook eh. Friendster lang siya. Facebook was still underground. Hindi pa siya yung tipong worldwide. According to him, hindi muna. Today, Facebook is the highest profile social networking site. So, sino ba rito ang walang Facebook account? Lahat. Ultimo bata, merong Facebook account. Companies, celebrities, even entities, they have Facebook site. So according to Mark Zuckerberg, along the way, he had to learn accounting. Hindi po siya accountant. Huh? He's a programmer. But he had to learn accounting and the details of preparing and interpreting financial statements. So ito yung isa sa pinaka-main goals natin here on FABM1. To learn how to prepare and interpret financial statements. And because of that, learning how to learn accounting, he became one of the richest men of the world. I think he's third or fourth. Mali yung sequence. So definition of accounting. And a definition. So according to PICPA or Philippine Institute of Certified Public Accountants, it is a system that measures business activities, processes, given information to reports, and communicates findings to decision makers. And then another definition is from ICPA or American Institute of Certified Public Accountants. You can see magkaiba yung definition ni Philippines and America. So sino mas tama po sa kanila? Wala naman po. No? Pareho silang correct. Iba lang yung interpretation nila ng definition. So according to ICPA, accounting is the art of recording, classifying, and summarizing in a significant manner and in terms of money, no? Pera, transactions, lahat ng mga nangyayari sa araw-araw na may kinalaman sa pera, and events. No? Ba't ka nagkaroon ng transaction? Ano yung event na nangyari para magkaroon ka ng transaction? Which are, in part, at least of a financial character. Again, financial in character. And interpreting the results thereof. That means you must be able to interpret what happened on each transaction, on each event, with regards to money. So nature of accounting, this is in the book. No? So please, again, I would like to gently remind you, please buy the book. So accounting is a or an service activity. As you can see, ginuhitan ko yung service activity. Hindi naman po kasi siya yung basta-bastang activity lang. Merong service na character. No? It's like nursing. It's like engineering. It's serving. You're serving the people or the company that you're going to work for. Whose function is to provide quantitative. Again, quantitative. Lahat na may kinalaman sa pera. Primarily financial in nature, about economic entities that is intended to be used in making economic decisions. So for Haro, you will be, I think, having the organizational management next term. So one of the reasons why there are organizational management, the organization cannot function without decision making. And where do these managers get their decisions? Usually sa pera. No? Gaano ba karami ang pera natin to start our marketing plan or marketing strategy? How much money do we have in order to hire or expand or purchase whatever we want to purchase? Or, di ba? Anong kailangan gawin ng company to execute it? So it's a service activity. So next, information provider. No? So why do we say that accounting is an information provider? Can someone tell me? Without looking at the text, why do you think accounting is an information provider? Wala? Okay. Sige, ako muna, no? Pero next, yeah, pwede. So, an accountant is also a sort of a messenger. No? You are communicating. No? Sir, hindi ako marunong mag-communicate. Usually, you communicate through the numbers and this one, the financial information. Not only dun sa amo mo o sa mga manager, pero lahat ng mga interesado sa business or sa negosyo. So let's say, nagkaroon ng scandal sa isang company. Kunwari, nag-rally yung mga tao sa ganitong company. Then, some of the investors of the company will most likely withdraw. Magkakaroon ng effect. No? Either they will not buy your product, they will not support you, or they will pull all the support altogether. Hence, accounting is aptly called the language of business. So, without accounting, hindi tayo magkakaintindihan sa business. Kasi lengguwahe nga siya. So, it speaks for the business. Hindi na kailangang magkwento pa ng kung ano. No? Basta makita lang niya yung results ng financial information mo, then go ahead. No? Pwede na mag-pursue kung anong gusto nilang gawin. Do they want to invest in your company? Or do they think na nalulugi ba ang company? Do they have to downsize? Or retrench? Like in the case of ABS-CBN last year. So they have to make decisions. And ano ba ang tumutulong sa mga company para makapaggawa ng decision? It's, again, accounting. Basic features. Okay, may iba ako, no? So instead of the introduction, I would like to know how many of you are aspiring accountants. CPAs. Okay, so far there are 5. Okay, 11. Wow, 12. Maraming racket niya na accountant, no? Okay. 14. Okay, so marami-rami tayo. No? Okay. Sige, you may lower your hands. So, as future accountants or at least aspiring, no, na maintindihan man lang ang accounting. Ito yung mga features niya. No? So first, it is a process. May proseso. No? Next, it is an art. Okay. It is a means and not an end. Okay, I will explain this at features later. It's all about financial information and transactions. As you can see, paulit-ulit itong word na to. Kanina pa. No? Kasi ito yung focus niya. Ito yung pinaka-focus. And it is an information system in conjunction to number 4, no? Which is financial information and transactions. Okay. Accounting is a process. Okay. So magbibigay muna ako ng sample before yan na natin. Let's say you want to become, as you said a while ago, a certified public accountant. You have to do something. Hindi ka naman pwedeng gumising ka lang ng isang umaga at ikaw ay isang CPA na. There is a process. First, you have to make it at least to the ABM Strand. And then pass all the subjects and then apply to a prestigious college or any college for that matter and study accountancy. And then hindi lang yun. You have to pass all the subjects, if not, have good grades. And then even that is not enough. You need to study for your CPA licensure exams. Sinabi ko your. Okay. In order to become a CPA. But that's just the first step. No? So that's why sinabi nga nila accounting is a process. So it's like saying, okay, CPA na ako, tapos na. Tapos ng kwento, no? Uwian na. No. It's ongoing. Continuous siya. No? Okay. So yan yung definition of process. Kaya dinescribe ko yung journey ninyo in order to accomplish what you want to do. whether it's accountancy or BSBA or tourism or any course for that matter. It's composed of multiple steps that lead to a common end goal. But the goal is not really ending. It's always, evolving, nagdadagdag yung goals mo. Accounting is a process because it performs the functions. Ito ang focus, identifying. So you must know how to identify and record and communicate economic events. Lahat na may kinalaman sa economic events with the end goal of providing information to internal and external parties. I'll give you an example. No? So let's say you are service muna. No? So you open up an accounting firm, whether it's bookkeeping, accountancy, CPA, an accounting firm. No? So lahat ng mga nangyayari na transactions or events, of course, being an accountant, you should be able to identify them. You should be able to record them, and then you should be able to communicate. Why do you need to communicate? You must know where is your current standing, your assets, your liabilities, and equity. Later na natin siya itatouch upon. No? And then next, how much is the income of the company or entity? And next, magkano yung pera mo, the owner's equity? No? How much is the tax? So yung statements na gagawin mo, which we will discuss later, will be the basis of your communication. To provide the information to both internal and external parties. Hindi lamang po sa mga tao sa loob ng inyong organization. Not just that, but also to people outside of the organization. Lahat ng mga interested parties, which we will discuss later. Yeah. Again, here is another different definition of why accounting is a process. So here it states that accounting is a process of identifying. Again, nandiyan pa rin siya identifying. Measuring. So imbis na recording, ginawa lang yung measuring. But in accounting parlance, they are interrelated. Pareho lang yan. Naiba lang yung words. And communicating economic information to permit informed judgments. Okay? Kasi kung meron ka nung correct economic information, then that's the time you can make correct judgments. Using that information by the users of that said information, which is AAA, American, forgot that, Association of Accountants, AAA. Accounting process. So yan. Ayan siya, no? So medyo iba lang sa libro, but we will look on it later. So ito yung tatlong pinaka-importante. As you can see, paulit-ulit lang siya, cycle lang siya. Why is that, sir? Because at the end of the day, accounting work is routinary. Mahirap siya sa simula, pero once na nakabisado mo na siya, then it's just an ongoing cycle. Paulit-ulit na. It's like law. You must know the process, and once you know the process, it's routinary. Ibig sabihin, kahit tumanda ka man, meron lang magdadagdag, pero itong cycle na to ay hindi magbabago. So identifying, kaya yung mga definitions, so I will not be, So for identifying, you must know which events are important. Baka naman kasi walang kinalaman sa accounting yung information na yan or transaction, and you will record it. recording, ayan. So, sino ba mga mahilig mag-post sa Facebook? So, lahat yan nandyan, no? Or mga nagti-TikTok. Para medyo bagets. So, for TikTok, you usually record your videos. Kung ano man yung ginagawa ninyo. No? So, once you made it, it's already part of your TikTok account, which is in the form of a journal and ledger. So, in accounting. Pagka-identify mo, i-record mo siya to the journal and then to the ledger. And last is communicating. The preparation and distribution of financial and other accounting reports. Yan na yung communicating, yung 4 na financial statements. So ano po ba yung mga 4 na yon? Coming soon. We will discuss it on a later date. Okay, accounting is an art. Why is it an art? Kala ko ba, sir, kanina science or process? Bakit ngayon naging art? Ano ba talaga? So art refers to a way of performing something. How you accomplish your recording, how you accomplish your work is considered an art. Hindi lang po siya process. Hindi lang po siya proseso. It entails creativity and skills to help us attain some specific objectives. This is a general definition of art. Ayan. So ito yung nabanggit na kanina. So this one is from FABM1. Yung pagre-record mo, pagka-classify and summarizing ng mga kaperahan, transaksyon, at pangyayari, it's considered an art. And also a process. But how you do it, how you do the process is the art. Sorry, medyo gumaral ka. How you do the process is the art. So, therefore, the accounting is both an art and a science. No? Accounting is a systematic method consisting of combination. So lahat ng mga technique, no? how you utilize all the techniques and tools around you is how it's considered an art. As long as meron kang proper application, baka naman ang dami mong skills, no? Ang daming techniques na ginamit mo, mali-mali naman. No? So it's not an art. Again, number 3, accounting is a means and not an end. No? So before I further discuss this one, no? How many of you are familiar with horoscopes? So yung horoscope, pag sinabi niya si Leo ganito, si Pisces ganito, si Capricorn ganito, it's just a means. I'm not saying that horoscopes are valid proof. No? Na ganito ang ugali ng mga pinanganak ng June, na ganito ang ugali ng mga Sagittarius. It's just a way to help. It's just a guide, but hindi siya indefinite answer. And that's also the same with accounting. So you find the financial results and position of an entity, and at the same time, it communicates the information to the users. However, yung mga statements na gagawin natin, or diba, yung 4 na yon, hindi naman magtatapos dun eh. Guide lang siya. That allows you to gauge what's happening inside the entity and the organization inside it. It can be said merely keeping of amounts can be the primary objective of any person or entity. On the other hand, the main objective may be identified as taking decisions. So, ang ibig ko sabihin dito kanina, Yung financial statements na nagawa is just a guide. No? But ano yung kailangan kong gawin after the preparation of financials, after the completion of the financial statements? How do we improve our sales? How do we improve our operations? How do we improve the company itself? No? Kasi laging focus um, sa mga entities. How do we expand? No? So, manggagaling yun, information na yun, or mga decisions based on the financial information. So thus, accounting is not the objective. It helps. No? So in a way, accountants assist. They have a key role on the company. Kasi without them, no, you are the compass of the organization. Let's say, ang financial statements nyo lumabas, nagkaroon kayo ng net loss. Lugi pa ang kumpanya. No? Isa sa mga roles ng accounting is, ng accountant is to inform the company what is happening. No? You might say na parang sa laboratory yan eh. Yung mga resulta, mataas ba yung cholesterol mo? Mataas ba yung diabetes mo? No? The financial health. Not of the individual, but the entity, which is the business. So that's why accounting is a means to an end. And it is not an end itself. Hindi siya yung pinaka-absolute. Pangtulong lang siya in order for you to charter. It's like a map. Another much better description. Mapa, Google Maps, Waze. It helps you reach your destination. But hindi siya yung ultimate tool. Number 4, accounting deals with financial information and transactions. May icebreaker tayo, no? Alam ko, medyo nantok na kayo. So, accounting. Okay. Accounting records the financial transactions and date after classifying the same and finalizes the result for a definite period for conveying them to their users. So, when there are transactions, kailangan alerto lagi ang accounting. Kailangan i-record mo ASAP. It's like a diary in a sense. Pag nagsulat ka naman ng diary or nag-post ka sa Facebook, kunwari na lang. Iba yung, hindi pwede mag-skip eh. Let's say, magpo-post ako ngayon August 16. And then magpo-post ako ng August 17 pero ilalagay kong date is August 12. No, chronological yan. No? Accounting is chronological or historical. Para pag tinignan ng mga users, ito yung nangyari itong month na ito yung nangyari itong quarter na to, at ito yung nangyari for this year. No? And then for the internal people, ano ba yung mga transactions on this day, the next month, the next quarter, for the quarter. No? Accounting deals only with financial information. Again, paulit lang po, mga binibingit Ginoo. Paulit kong popokpokin sa ulo nyo, no? Financial information lang. And transactions. These are the only events identified by the accountant. Technically, hindi nga sinabi, these are the only events concerned to the accountant. Pero ito yung pinaka-focus mo as an accountant to identify. Recorded in the books and communicate to different parties. So, may mga nagsabi sa akin last year na, sir, hindi naman ako magaling mag-communicate. Again, it's not really the problem. The numbers speak for themselves. You as the accountant, pag nagawa mo ng paraan yung on your part, your job responsibility as an accountant, you do not need to talk. The numbers will speak for them. for your work. And non-financial transactions are not the focus. No? But that's a separate topic. No? There are times that non-financial transactions can be recorded pero medyo mga special cases lang yan. I think sa business finance, there will be such topics. However, non-financial data may be used to interpret and better estimate some financial data. Okay. Ano yung magandang example po nito, mga estudyante ng Harvard? No? Masyadong advanced na. No? But let's say you will buy McDonald's. Buong McDonald's, you're going to buy the brand itself. Of course, yung McDonald's versus yung restaurant mo kunwari ng, let's say, Versosa Carinderia. So mas sikat, syempre si McDonald's kaysa kay Versosa Carinderia. So in short, you're also buying the branding, the goodwill, na pag narinig nila yung McDonald's, dilat-lahat ng tao. So walang value yun kasi customer preference. But nilalagyan na lang ng price. Yun. Medyo nag-advance ako konti, but yun yung pinaka-best way to explain this third bullet. And number 5, accounting is an information system. So what is an information system? Wala naman siguro mag-IT rito. No? Though we have the ICT management under ABM pa rin, Strand. Magka-college kayo. It is an integrated set of components for collecting, wala na akong boses, storing and processing data, and for providing information, knowledge, and digital products. So this one is where some of the accountants are going now. Accounting information system. It's still accounting, but on a different discipline. Kung we have sufficient time, I'll send you a YouTube video of a talk last school year, shall I say, of an accountant. We will listen to her speak her accounting journey. I will post it. So accounting is recognized and characterized as a storehouse. Correct. No? It's a storehouse. Lahat ng mga impormasyon, ng mga transaksyon na nangyayari sa isang negosyo, business, entity, whatever you want to call it. But for accounting parlance, it will be more called as entity. As a storehouse of information. Kasi lahat ng mga transactions, it's considered as information. So lahat ng mga information na yon, someone must collect all those data. So as a service function, it collects, processes. Collects, kulang ako ng comma, no? Processes and communicates financial information of the entity. Okay. Yan, no? So this discipline of knowledge has been evolved out to meet the need of financial information required by different interest groups. So dumadami na yung nangangailangan ng information. Unlike dati, parang hindi naman concern ng mga tao sa mga information na yan eh. Parang more on a limited circle lang na nakakalap. But now, everyone has the access to the information, especially financial information. So medyo umaangat tong part na to. Accounting is an information system. And IT has a huge impact, not just in accounting these days, but also on all aspects of the business. Dati nung wala pa tayo, no, ang accounting more on mano-mano talaga yan. Yung tipong kukuha ka ng mga libro, ledger, journal. Pero ngayon, QuickBooks lang, buhay ka na. Ganun kabilis ang information. Functions, ito yung nasa book. So, for functions, it's recording, classifying, summarizing, and interpreting. Medyo similar lang siya sa process kanina, yung tatlo. But there are some slight differences lang. So this one is from the book, Simplified Accounting. Ayan, recording. Ayan, ito yung gagawin mo when you're doing recording. So entering financial information. You are entering it with focus on the events into the accounting system. So yun yung sinasabi ko kanina, it can be done manually. The old school, you have to buy yung tinatawag nilang aklat, or the journal and the ledger. Can be done manually or with the use of a computer. Classifying. So hindi ka lang nagre-record, you must also classify, you must also sort the information. Sort and grouping similar items or accounts. Ano po ba rito yung asset? Ano po ba rito yung liability? Ano po ba yung equity, revenue, and expenses? And so and so. The classification. Or sorting. Summarizing. So, aggregation, medyo malalim-lalim lang ng konti. But it's the culmination of your recording and sorting and posting and trial balance of similar events through the preparations of financial statements at the end of the accounting year. Technically, for FABM1, we're focusing more on hanggang dito yung dulo natin, summarizing. Because interpreting will be more on FABM2. FABM2, interpreting, it is the analysis of financial statements by developing financial ratios. So ito yung nag-gauge, kamusta yung operations mo? Kamusta yung quick ratio? Kamusta yung times interest earned? And so forth. Pero next term na yan. Next time na yan. So ito yung mga accounting reports sa financial statements, mali yung sequence, sorry. So you have the statement of comprehensive income, statement of changes in equity, financial position, and statement of cash flows. Or yung alam natin yung mga pangalan, which are the income statement, ganun pa rin, statement of equity, balance sheet, and cash flow statement. So here we have a picture of two accountants. Let's just assume that they're accountants, but most likely they are accountants because they have the calculator. Medyo ano yata yun. Medyo bias yun. But yeah, usually accountants have a calculator like this ready. So ito more on asynchronous activities. Just touch this. May problem ba sa sound? Okay. I heard something. So we will discuss this later na lang. So yan dapat yung mga core competencies of accountants. So for those who are very interested to become CPAs in the near future, you must improve on the skills. Ito yung mga kailangan yung skills in order to become an accountant. Lalong-lalo na po itong pangatlong bullet. When I was taking up the MBA program, I have a lot of classmates who are accountants. And they have a Very, very brilliant mind. No? Kayang-kaya nila mag-isip on the fly. No? Ito kasi yung pinakamahirap na skill eh. Ito kasi yung skills na basta, hindi mo basta-basta matututunan. Ito yung parang tinatawag nilang common sense. Kailangan marunong kang, hindi ka lang matalino, but marunong ka rin mag-discard eh. Bakit may statement of cash flow dito, Maria? Wait. Okay. Ayan, no? So, etong huli, nadadagdag na rin to sa core competencies. You must also know the technology. Gone are the days na pwedeng hindi ka masyadong marunong sa technology. Noon kasi asset yan eh. Parang, oh, that's great, no? Yun yung bonus points mo eh. In order to get hired. Pero ngayon, it's now mandatory na marunong ka sa technology. Or values. So you must have all those four. No? We still have enough time. You still have enough time to improve on this. So, hindi ko na siya in-explain kasi more on asynchronous na lang. So, you can do your own research. Most of you are not, wala pa naman sa kalahati sa inyo or nahihiya lang mag-raise ng hand that they want to become accountants. For a brief history of accounting, hindi siya brief, no? Technically, hindi siya brief, pero ito. Wait lang ha. Okay. Here it is. We have to start here, no? Lahat naman tayo magsisimula rito sa history. The cradle of civilization. Sorry. Then you have the Roman Empire, double entry bookkeeping, French Revolution, Industrial Revolution, the beginnings, yung alam nating modern accounting, and the present times. So we start here. I'm not sure, kita naman siguro yung text. No? It's Mesopotamia. Can anyone tell me what is the modern name of Mesopotamia? Mag-check ako kung sinong gising. Anong pangalan ng Mesopotamia ngayon? Actually, human subject siya. Wala. Any wild guess? Yes, Mr. Trinidad.
Sir, Iraq po ba?
Yes, correct, no? Yung pinamunuan ni Saddam Hussein na Iraq. So, Iraq has been mentioned several times all over history and even in the Bible. But that's a different subject matter. So why Mesopotamia? Sorry. Yeah, this is one of the reasons. According to most scholars, though if this is not an accounting topic, the Tower of Babel was constructed actually in Mesopotamia. Or at that time, it was called Sumeria or Babylon, with words that are interrelated. So ito yung rendering ng itsura ng Tower of Babel or Babel. Hindi naman talaga yung tore na yung ini-imagine natin na aabot hanggang langit or something like that. But in order to construct this one, you will need to know the resources of the kingdom. And how do you do that? Paano ka makakapagsimula ng isang... Wait lang ha. Tawag ka? Okay, sorry. Yeah. So you can consider this tower as a capital expenditure. So, kailangan alam mo yung resources ng company or the empire. Diba? Walang pera, again, it's a financial transaction. It's an event. So, you need accounting. Diba? And also for the temples. The time before Christ. Even up to now. Even yung mga churches natin, they need the management of funds, and you can do that through accounting. So yan, no? So ang record keeping or accounting is already common, not just in Mesopotamia. Mesopotamia and Syria are interrelated. So halos isa lang yan. China, all civilizations, they are already executing or implementing a format form of accounting. So the oldest evidence of this practice was the clay tablet of Mesopotamia na ang focus ay taxation and trading activities of temples. So, nung time nila, meron na accounts receivable and accounts payable. Grabe. Next, you have here ancient Rome or the Roman Empire. Kailangan palit ako yata, Roman Empire. Nag-hang. Ayan. Okay. Balik natin dito. So, the Roman Empire at one point was one of the largest empires in the world until dumating yung Mongols. But you cannot run an empire with that scale without, again, accounting. So, ang accounting kasi nandiyan siya lagi, forever. Siguro hindi yung modern day accounting, but there should be a record of all the expenditures, all the revenues, magkano yung value ng mga assets. Nandiyan lagi yan, hindi mawawala of any generation. So the Roman government provided more evidence about the development of accounting. So si Emperor Augustus composed the Res Gestae Didi Augusti. The deeds of the divine Augustus. So siya mismo, si Emperor Augustus, or to those who know history, he was Octavian before he became Augustus. So hindi lang siya emperor. He's also an accountant. It kept the detailed financial information regarding, regarding the stewardship of resources. A rationarium or account was prepared which listed public revenues. So usually nung time na yon, ang accountancy or accounting as they call it at the time, accounting is more widely used for the rich people and the government. Sila lagi. Was prepared which listed public revenues and amount of cash in the aerarium, among many other things. Ito secret history to, guys. So, wala siya sa book. Ni-research ko po siya. So, this is Iran. But at that time, it was known as Persia. No. Yeah, I guess so. Can anyone guess who this person is? Yung makakahula niyan merong plus points. May plus 1. No, gawin ko ng plus 2. Plus 2 sa quarter exam. Yes, ikaw ba una, Miss Arwen?
Algorithm po.
Alagay mo sa baba. Okay. No problem. Okay. Sige. Ano yung role ni algorithm? Ano lang, guess nyo lang. Sa tingin nyo. Can anyone tell me ano yung contribution ni algorithm? So, Arwen, anong surname mo, Miss Arwen? Sorry.
Gonzales po.
Message mo ka, mamaya. Paalala mo.
Sige po.
Makalimutan ko yung record eh. Okay.
Sige po.
Can anyone tell me what is his contribution? Oh, may information kayo dyan, no? Wala. Okay. Sayang yung points, no? This person, no? Kung buhay lang siya, matagal ko nang sinakal to, no? Because he is the father of algebra. Algebra, mga binibini at kinoo. No? Sir, if he is the father of algebra, then why is he in this accounting subject? Because algebra is one of the bases of accounting. Assets equals liabilities plus equity. A equals L plus E. Ay kung algebra, X equals Y plus Z. Yun lang po. No? That's why nilagay ko siya sa history. Though in the book, it's not indicated. On the many books that I've searched, wala po. Algorithm. Buti pala hindi ko napindot. Again, another contribution of algorithm is the word or the subject algorithms. So naririnig nyo na lagi yan. YouTube algorithm. Kung ano yung pinanonood mo, yun ang ipo-force feed sa'yo na videos. Even sa Facebook, algorithm. So ito kasi yung scenario nila. No? During 8th century Persia, it's been around 200 years after the spread of Islam. Nung sinakop sila ng mga Muslim. So the Quran introduced a number of different rights and restrictions on the matter of inheritance. Kasi nung time na yon, ang Islamic law and even now, there are some problems with inheritance. Paano po ba paghahati-hatiin? Kasi may kanya-kanya silang law. Na pag babae, ganito makukuha mo. Kapag panganay, ito makukuha mo. Huh? Kapag ikaw ang bunso, ito makukuha mong mana. No? So, his full name is Muhammad ibn Musa al-Khwarizmi. Mahahapa. Buti na lang, di ganyan pinangalan sa akin. Through his magnum opus, the compendious book on calculation by completion and balancing, which is the foundational text of algebra. So, dapat sinunog tong libro na to, no? So, algebra is derived from the word aljabar. Huh? Aljabar, meaning restoration. So, siya yung nag-restore kasi ng kaguluhan. So, ito yung effect. It led to 3 fundamental accounting algebraic concepts. Debits equals credits. Diba? Mimit din natin yung dalawang yan. Real accounts and nominal accounts, as well as the introduction of Arabic numerals. No? So, nung time niya, doon nag-start yung Arabic numerals. So sana hindi nakikinig si Father. No? At that time, no, when algebra was first discussed, Arabic numbers are considered as sinful. No? They are the devil's numbers. And people are still encouraged to use the Roman numerals. Isipin mo mag-accounting ka and you will be using LX pesos plus III pesos. No? Imagine doing accounting using the Roman numerals. Sorry. Hindi na pa yan. Okay. Hence, he was recognized as the father of algebra. And in a way, accounting as well. Ooh. Para tayo nag-history class eh. History channel. No? Next is Venice. Again, this is on the book now. So the ideas of algorithm, this guy, no, 8th century. Unti-unti siyang nakarating to the west through Turkey, the Byzantine Empire, going all the way to Italy, which is, wala namang Italy nung time na yun. So Venice, the Republic of Venice. And this is the start of the double entry bookkeeping. So in 1458, no? So yan, nasa book to. Though yung time, wala. Benedetto Cortulli wrote Della Mercatura et del Mercante Perfetto. So of trading and the perfect trader. So merong topic about the double entry. But in 1494, an Italian friar or Fray Luca Pacioli wrote this book, Summa de Arithmetica, Geometria, Proporzioni e Proporzionalità. So everything about arithmetic, geometry, and proportion. Sir, bakit ganito yung title ng book? Wala namang accounting na na-describe or na-mention. It is the first book printed with a 27-page treatise in bookkeeping. So, it's a chapter. Pinaganda lang nila, treatise. It is generally considered to be the most important event in the history. Ito yung pinaka-pinnacle. You should thank this person, especially to those who are aspiring accountants, Fray Luca Pacioli, for accounting. As such, he was recognized as the father of accounting. So 240. So yeah. Then next, again, the French Revolution. This is a painting by Eugene Delacroix. So ano ba yung struggle ng French Revolution? At that time, people were hungry. They had enough of the quote-unquote tyranny. Though they're technically the kings and queens, France. Ano po ba ang kailangan nila? Bakit nag-evolve ang accounting during the French Revolution? So accounting theory, this is a subject in college for BSA. Diyan nagsimula yung mga theories. Social upheavals affecting government. Even now, nangyayari po yan. Saan napunta yung pera? Like PhilHealth. Saan napunta yung 67 ba yun? 67 or 42 billion? 15 billion. No? Kaya nagkaroon sila ng accounting lalo. Saan napunta yung pera? The flow of money itself. And then the Industrial Revolution. Industrial Revolution happened in Great Britain or UK. So due to the mass production, manufacturing tayo. As you can see, this is a factory. So There's the topic of fixed assets, like property, plant, and equipment. So ito yun. Property, lupa. Plant, hindi yung halaman, but yung planta or factory or warehouse or structure. And equipment, machines that generate, that manufacture products. That's how I. Okay. So United Kingdom. Can someone tell me who is this person? Who is this lady? 2 points ulit yan, sayang. Wala. Wala. Huh? Okay, sayang yung points. Okay. So this is Queen Victoria. So the modern formal accounting profession emerged in Scotland in 1854. So nagkaroon ng profession. Oh, creating the profession of the chartered accountant. Kasi dati hindi pa siya recognized as a profession. The late 1800s, chartered accountants from Scotland and Britain came to the US to audit British investments. So, noong late 1800s, ang chartered accountant mostly are in the United Kingdom. So, the United States of America had to hire British chartered accountants all the way from, of course, UK, pumunta ng US, so some of them decided to stay. And then sila yung nagpasimula ng mga US accounting firms, the British. So this one is New York City. Hindi yung familiar na view natin ng New York City. As you can see, there are hills here on Manhattan. 1, 2, 3. Ibang-iba sa Manhattan na alam natin yan. And 19th century, the beginnings of modern accounting. The first national US accounting society was set up in 1887. Yung mga Brits na nagstay sa US, sila rin ang nag-establish. They established the American Association of Public Accountants, which has become the forerunner to the AIPA. And the title CPA was started in 1896. Again, wala sa history to. Hindi in-state dun sa book when or kung kailan nagkaroon ng titulo na CPA. So was passed and created in New York, no? Pati yung mga requirements, ano yung mga prerequisites na kailangan para maging accountant ka. In this period, rapid changes in accounting practice and reports were made. Accounting standards to be observed by accounting professionals were promulgated. 30 minutes. Huh? And now, the world, or the world, this one. Pang tito jokes na yung picture kanina. So, hindi lang siya naka-confine dito sa UK, US, France, Mesopotamia, ancient Rome. But now, at modern times, it's all over the world. World standard, international na po. Okay. So the present times, the development of modern accounting standards and commerce. Kaya mo naman. Sige na. As economies worldwide continue to globalize, accounting regulatory bodies required accounting practitioners to observe international accounting standards. So meron ganong organization which is IAS. This is to ensure the transparency and reliability and to obtain greater confidence on accounting information. So, dyan na nagkaroon ng start ng practice, talagang worldwide practice of the CPA profession and standards. So, the rules, they're to follow the rules of international organizations like the IFA. And the modern standards were given more attention and time. So every year nag-update po tayo ng mga standards on the concepts. Like sa GAAP, IFRS, International Financial Reporting Standards.